Hai, pagi ini saya lagi ada acara untuk community diabetes. Ini dia dokter-dokternya ya.
This is an opportunity for us to work in the Philadelphia community to provide services that look at stroke.
We're going to have a keynote speaker talking about all the medications you're hearing about today from the subject of Cara and other ways to manage your weight, and what maybe you'll be able to ask questions the whole time.
Ini nyanyi suaranya bagus banget.
You're the only one that was so proud, I'm so proud, I'm so proud of being loved by you.
Wow.
Yeah, proud of you, baby. We all have to be proud of ourselves for conquering and fighting diabetes. I too am a type 2 diabetic. And I'm so proud of you. Can we all say that? I'm so proud of you. Love by me, right? Because love has to start with yourself, right? Yeah, and we're so proud. We're so proud of us. We're so proud of being loved by you and me. We're so proud. Oh, we're so proud, baby. We're so proud. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Thank you very much. Yeah, give yourself a round of applause.
Medications that are out here, and we want to set the record straight because we want to make sure people get the right information.
Weight loss.
Make sense? So we just again we thank everybody for coming out. We hope that you get something good out of this, because we want to talk about not only we want to talk about something, we want to have a little fun, we want to fellowship, and then we kind of want to get to know each other as well. So we hope that we accomplish all of that today. All right, without further ado.
Ini juga bagus ya buat alright.
If it comes out it's not even, that's telling us that there's something going on. Now, we can't tell you by taking your blood pressure what kind of heart condition you have. We can definitely tell you that your heart is not getting rest like it should. Let not your heart be troubled. And a lot of our hearts are troubled. We can tell that.
Thinking about food all the time.
Okay? So if you have high blood pressure, make sure that you're taking your medicine. Am I right or wrong? Yes. And it's something when you have a physician that practices with their feet. And I have to say that because she looks fabulous. And I just gotta say that. Thank you, I appreciate it. Okay, one other thing. Everybody over at the vendor tables right now, can everybody return to their seat, because this is the highlight of, not that everybody else's program isn't the highlight, but I want you to listen to what Doc is saying today. She's got a lot of good information, and we don't want a lot of walking around and stuff while she's talking. And then we'll have you guys come back and visit the vendors. We'll probably have a lunch in a few minutes. But if you can give her your full attention right now, I would love for you to do that, because she came here for us today. It wasn't easy for her to come, but I'm glad she came here for us today. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Doc right now.
I welcome all of you to lifelong struggle and passion, and really excited. Sorry that I missed some of the earlier things. I woke up with fever and chills, so hopefully I won't pass out. Keep my distance. the hardest part is maintaining the weight. So you say, oh, I can lose the weight, but keeping it off, that's really difficult. And so, looking at the types of food and how you're losing, if you're just doing exercise and eating less and moving more, your body's going to start to common level or pollution level makes me up on the floor.
Sleep ideal
Comes to the roof of my mouth.
7-9 jam.
Okay, so let's talk about food for a second. So biggest problems, we've learned a lot about
Sugar.
different foods and how our body responds to the food. So it's not just the calories, like 100 calories of fish or 100 calories of candy. My body's going to react very differently. So the biggest problem are the sugars and starches, the processed things. And what happens is,
If you
I'll
have-
put this for you. Okay, if you have a normal blood sugar, and I could sift out all of the sugar from your bloodstream and put it into a container, how much sugar would be in that container? How much sugar is dissolved in your bloodstream right now?
1 tablespoon. Iya. How much you have? 1 tablespoon. Teaspoon.
Now? Now is final answer?
Teaspoon.
Right.
Okay.
Teaspoon.
Ah,
A teaspoon.
1
So
teaspoon.
what happens if you have that soda that has 18 teaspoons of sugar? What happens to your system? So, you eat or drink something really starts your sugar, it breaks
Blood
down
sugar.
Now your blood sugar goes up. So to process that sugar, your pancreas makes insulin. Your body makes its own insulin. And the purpose of that insulin is to take that energy, to take that glucose and store it as energy. Yeah, fat for fullness and flavor. So it doesn't mean sticks of butter and pounds of bacon, but if you're having good protein and fiber and you're still a little hungry, then maybe you need a little bit of fat. It's not the fat that's making you fat. It's not the fat that's making your cholesterol go up. It's the sugars and starches that are getting stored as fat. Have a piece by itself. So thinking about how you eat food, and the resources at the end, there's an Instagram site called Glucose Goddess, and she wrote vegetables. So this is a little meat heavy, and I know Janetta is a little bit more vegetable heavy. But I think making sure you're getting that fiber and the protein is really important. And limiting, I think we both agree, limiting bread, rice, pasta, juice.
Ini
soda,
yang bisa
the
dimakan
sweets,
kalau
things
lagi
like that. What about
diabetes.
fruit? You think fruit? Be careful. Fruit has a
Ya,
lot of sugar.
hati-hati dengan buah karena buah juga
Especially
banyak
if you
gula.
juice it, you end up having 4 or 6 oranges in one cup. Hits your system and your blood sugar is going to go up. And there's really interesting thing, like apples, 50 years ago, apples were like these little things. Now apples are like these giant, they're delicious, they're like dessert. So a lot of the fruit these days has a lot more sugar than it used to. Now, what if you're taking GLP-1 medications? Do you still eat the same way? So, yes and no. If you're taking a GLP-1 medication, yeah. So actually, I'm going to come to that. I will come to that. So I'll go into the medications in one second. So if you're taking these medications and they're decreasing your appetite, or maybe you had bariatric surgery, you can't eat that much in one sitting. A day, if you're taller or muscular, you want to eat more, so maybe 20 to 40 grams 2 or 3 times a day. And you want to,
Nah, ini untuk makan setelah bariatric surgery, jadi makannya jadi sedikit ya.
it could be something at home with weights or bands, or just doing some push-ups against the wall, grabbing some soup cans, making sure some people get diarrhea, constipation, so make sure you're eating enough fiber, getting enough fluids. That can help with a lot of the gut issues. And then processed, refined, or again, the ultra-processed, refined foods, they actually make you more nauseated with these meds. So you're nauseous and think, oh, I'm going to have crackers and ginger ale. They actually can make you feel worse. Okay. Who wants to talk about medications? And you heard the newest thing with Donald Trump. Weight loss medications are now available to, will be available to people with Medicare. Before, it was illegal injection, and that's approved for obesity. Also, it's approved for cardiovascular risk.
Ini diabetes yang sudah injection ya. Ini bagus banget, dilihat terus deh mengenai kesehatan.
Not like, oh, I have high blood pressure and wrist. No. They want to know you got a heart attack. It's really sad because sometimes a patient last week said, oh my God, since my last visit I had a stroke. I feel okay, but it was really scary. I'm like, great, we can get you Wegovy now. It's sad, but and they're coming out probably by the end of the year, next month, with the Wegovy pill. And there's going to be a lot of savings things on that, and the prices are probably going to go down. Ozempic and Rybelsus are also semaglutide, so same exact medication, but Ozempic is approved for diabetes. So some people will say, oh, I'm on Ozempic for my diabetes, but I see all these people losing weight with Wegovy, and I change. It's the same thing. It's like 2 glasses of water. You're not going to get anything better from the second glass to whatever is in the first glass. The dosing looks a little different, the pen looks a little different, but it's the same medication. Rybelsus is the pill form. And then Wegovy's going to come out with a pill form, so they're exactly the same thing too. But some patients will say, oh, my plan won't cover Wegovy, but they'll cover Ozempic if you do a prior authorization. Well, if you don't have diabetes, they can't do the prior authorization. They won't cover it. They're really strict. They've been burned because of the costs and so on. I think things are going to get better.
So is it true for pre-diabetic as well?
They don't care. It has to be full-blown diabetes. Also, fatty liver, metabolic associated steatohepatitis. So if you have documented fatty liver, Wegovy was just approved for that too. So little by little, they're going to approved for heart failure soon. So little by little, they're not going to be able to keep it. Yeah. But, and you know what, a lot of people aren't taking the real medication. They're taking compounded meds. I'm going to explain to you in a minute. And everybody's going to tell you, they're going to share either if they've lost a lot of weight and are successful. So you're like, wait, why are they all losing weight and I'm not? So, you know, I know it's tempting. Some people do really well, but it's very risky and you don't really know what you're getting. And sometimes they're more expensive. I have patients that come in and they're always taking compound. I'm like, what did you pay? Well, every time I increase the dose, they increase the price. And so they're paying more than what I could have, gotten the brand name. So be really careful with the compound. Coming soon, the Wegovy pill by the end of the year. Next year, there's going to be another GLP-1 pill that is a little easier to take. This Wegovy pill you have to take on an empty stomach, first thing, and not have anything to eat for a half hour. The orforglipron, I don't know the brand name yet, you can take any time of day, and it doesn't matter if you have food. Cagrilsema is another injection bias. Michigan Collaborative for type 2 diabetes, they have a QR code. They give you some guidance on lower carb diets. The glucose goddess I mentioned earlier. And of course, the American Diabetes Association. So, thank you.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Because we're doing food noise, I've heard that a lot of people who take these medications no longer have that obsessive thinking around food. Like there's certain people, they're eating a meal, they're already thinking of their next meal. Have you heard that? Because it seems to me that's changing the conversation around weight loss if you're beginning to deal with the obsessive thinking rather than just the physical act of eating.
You know that sugar, honey, agave, juice, soda is killing us, is causing big problems. So if you want to do something diet, stevia, Splenda, they're much, much better. So I say, pick your battle. The patient will come in and they'll say, oh, it's so great, stop drinking diet soda, but now they're drinking juice. That wasn't a win. It wasn't a win. If diet soda does, fills a need for you, but think about what is, if you associate having a diet soda with a snack, then maybe that diet soda is continuing different habits. If you find out a diet soda and you're hungry an hour later, maybe it is triggering the insulin a little bit. But, water is best, but I'd much rather you have a diet soda than anything like it. Does that answer?
Ini acara Fraser, right? Okay. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Ini acara dari Fraser. Ini buat jantung kayaknya ya. Oke. Nah, ini kita sekarang udah selesai acaranya, jadi kita makan-makan ya. Ini kasihnya chicken. Ada pilihan 2, chicken dan turkey. Ini makanannya. Ada pisang dan buah. Ini tadi yang harus kita makan. Ini isinya makaroni, carrot dengan jamur, nggak tahu jamur apa, sama paprika, seleri juga. Ini sandwichnya dari chicken. And we have broccoli, paprika, tomato. Ini sandwichnya kayak gini ya. Dan ini pisangnya. Dipesen dari Mel's Table. Healthy food kayaknya ini. Ini sandwichnya lumayan enak ya. Walaupun healthy food tapi rasanya enak. Ini lagi olahraga ya. Kita udah mau penutupan nih. Jadi olahraga semua. Thank you for watching. Ketemu lagi di untuk kesehatan yang lain. Thank you.
1, 2, twice with the left hand. 1, 2, and wipe that windshield all the way. Wipe that windshield.
Ini kita dari sponsor Jefferson dan Temple Hospital.
All the way. And now roll down the window.
Sampai ketemu lagi. Bye.
All right, give these ladies a great round of applause. I was watching. All right.
I woke up today, looked at your picture just to get this started. Called you up, but you were buried, I was broken hearted. Hung up the phone, can't be too late, the boss is so demanding. Open the door.
Ayo jalan yuk. Itu air minummu kah? Yang lu bawa pulang berapa?
Kasih ke dia.